Hello and welcome to the Power BI May 2021 update. In this video, we'll explore what's new this month and see some demos of the highlights. We have some exciting new updates for you in the reporting section. First, the Small Multiples Preview feature is now enabled by default. We'd like to give everyone a chance to find and try out the feature as we continue to work on it. You can also now set date hierarchies in your small multiples visuals to render as continuous axes. This is particularly useful when using date hierarchies in line charts, allowing you to see each line smoothly and without needing to scroll the axes horizontally. Next, the new field list is now generally available. This change will create consistency for functionality and user interface across views to address all of the customer feedback you provided. To see the complete list of changes, check out our blog post link in the video description below. Next, we're happy to announce the public preview of new visual tooltips. These new tooltips include data point drill actions and updated styling to match your report theme. Sujatha will show us a demo.
Tooltips are an important part of Power BI reports because they enable users to get additional information about a data point, as well as allow for progressive disclosure of that information. In this month's release, we're announcing a new preview feature that's revamped the experience for tooltips. These new tooltips allow for data point drill actions to be accessed within the tooltip, as well as an updated styling to better match the report's theme. Let's take a look at an example. So here in this visual, I have both drill actions available, meaning I have data point drill down and drill up, as well as a drill through action available. Normally, if I wanted to access, let's say, the drill down action, I would need to use either the visual header or I would need to right-click on a data point. Now I'm going to show you how you can access these drill actions from the tooltip itself. So when you hover over the tooltip, you'll notice that these drill actions will automatically appear once you stay on a data point long enough. So let's say I want to go ahead and drill down on this data point. So let's drill down from product Power BI. And now we've drilled down to store. And if I want to drill back up, I can either use the visual header here, or I can just use the tooltip again. So let's click drill up. Now, if I want to drill through, I can do the same thing. So let's say I want to drill through on Word. So I'll just hover over the Word data point and then select drill through. And here in this case, I have two options for drill through. So let me select the first one. So there you have it. You saw an example of the new tooltip and the new actions available, along with the new styling. Be sure to look out for our documentation because you'll want to keep in mind there are some limitations in this preview, and we really appreciate any feedback that you have along the way, as that really helps us make improvements towards GA. Next, I'll talk about how you can set this feature up in new reports and existing reports. Because this feature is in preview, you'll need to turn on the preview feature switch. And so the way you can do that is in the options menu of Power BI Desktop, select preview features, and make sure that modern visual tooltips is enabled. Once you've enabled the preview switch, you'll notice that any new reports that you create would automatically have the modern visual tooltips enabled. But if you want to enable it for any existing reports, you'll need to go to the report settings of that report and scroll down and make sure that this checkbox here is enabled.
We've also added support for removing the MIP label in desktop. While we don't recommend removing sensitivity labels, we've added this capability for the niche situations in which you may need to remove the label from the PBIX file. To do so, select the sensitivity button in the ribbon, then click on the currently applied label marked with a check mark. This will uncheck the label and remove it from the file. In the Analytics section, we're excited to announce that Smart Narratives and Anomaly Detection are now generally available. Smart Narratives now supports the summarization of more visuals, such as maps, KPI, gauge, card, multi-row card, and key influencers, as well as localization for 43 languages. We've also made a number of accessibility changes to both offerings. And if you have any feedback for the team, please let us know in our community posts linked in the video description below. We're excited to announce that Q&A now supports direct query for Power BI datasets and Azure Analysis Services. Furthermore, as a part of this update, you can also now use Q&A setup against Azure Analysis Services models. This unlocks a variety of new capabilities, including the ability to define custom synonyms, the ability to train Q&A custom business terms, the ability to set featured questions, and the ability to see what questions were asked and see flagged questions from your end users. Next, in the modeling section, we're introducing a number of new features to the preview of Direct Query for Power BI datasets and Azure Analysis Services. First, we're adding support for lineage view and impact analysis, both in the service and in Power BI Desktop. Whether or not the dataset is in the same workspace as the source datasets, you can now evaluate it with lineage view and impact analysis, allowing you to gain confidence in your data by understanding its sources, be able to troubleshoot your date flow to understand data mismatches and outdated data, and learn the potential impact of changes to your dataset. When you publish a dataset from Power BI Desktop, you can now see any other datasets that are directly connected to it, in addition to its associated reports and dashboards. You can then open the Power BI service to see more details and notify relevant contacts about the change. Additionally, we've received feedback and questions about the ability to limit which Power BI datasets and Azure Analysis Services datasets can be connected through Direct Query. Previously, the only way to limit this was through using third-party tools. And now we've added a switch into the Options dialog in Power BI Desktop so you can easily limit direct querying to datasets. Next, we've made a couple of updates to the new Model View experience this month. There are no changes to the Model View user interface, but we would like to raise awareness that we plan to make the new Model View the default experience. And we also would like to make sure that you have enough time to upgrade your existing PBIXs before this change is made. First, you may see a dialog asking you to upgrade to the new Model View UI. Keep in mind that upgrading is permanent. And the second thing to remember after you've completed your upgrade is when a new PBIX is created, the Model View will show the new UI by default. Thank you all for your continued feedback in this area. In the data connectivity section, we have several new and updated connectors this month. First, we're excited to announce the release of the Equus connector in Power BI Desktop. This connector unleashes the power of Equus data by enabling direct and easy access via the Equus Enterprise REST API. The Equus connector supports 3 types of user authentication: Basic, API token, and organizational account. It also allows users to import a variety of Equus datasets into Power BI. Next, we've updated the Automation Anywhere connector, upgrading the A2019 cloud version and renaming it to Automation 360 within the connector. We've also updated the Vena connector. This updated version includes support for roll-up operators from Vena. We've updated the Azure Databricks connector with better support for Unicode characters in direct query mode. We deprecated and removed the batch size option from the connector dialog, but left it in the advanced query editor and made minor improvements to query generation. We've updated the Amazon Redshift connector to enable AAD authentication in Power BI Desktop. Please keep in mind that AAD authentication is not available in the Power BI service. We've updated the Vertica connector to support supplying a port value when connecting to Vertica. And lastly, we're deprecating the Microsoft Graph Security connector since we're ending support from the data source service. This update will remove the connector from the Get Data experience in Power BI Desktop, discouraging making new connections. However, existing connections and reports will continue to work for now. We have some exciting new updates for you in the service section. First, back in December, we launched a new Create experience within the Power BI service that allowed you to quickly explore your data with just a few clicks. Now we're excited to announce our first integration of this experience within SharePoint lists. This experience empowers SharePoint and Microsoft List users to easily explore their list data with just a few clicks. If you're part of the targeted release experience, you can try it out now, and we'll be rolling it out in the standard release in the future. Here's Amanda to show us a demo.
Back in December, we added an experience to the Power BI service that helped you quickly create reports with just a few clicks, and now we're excited to announce the same experience is launching within SharePoint and Microsoft List as well. This experience empowers users to easily explore their data without needing to start from scratch. When looking at the list, you'll find the option available under the Integrate menu. When you click Visualize the List, a new tab is opened and a report is going to be automatically generated for you based off of the list data that you were just on. If you want to change what fields are used within the report, that's really easy to do. You can just use the Summarize pane and select and unselect fields within here. You can also use the Summarize pane to change the aggregation type that is being used within the visuals for any numeric field. If you want to make larger changes, you can use the Edit button in the app bar to switch to our full edit mode, but be aware that once you save the report in the full edit mode, you can't go back to this previous quick edit experience. If you want to save and share what you have created with other people on your team, you can use the Publish button. Once you've published a report, it will be accessible to everyone who has access to the list and will include all of the data that is within the report you're viewing. You won't find these reports within any workspace within the Power BI service. Instead, you'll access them from the SharePoint list and the same menu item where you entered the Visualize the List experience to begin with. When accessing Sage reports, if you make any changes to the view, you can use the Publish to the List button to push the changes back to everyone, or you could use the Delete button to remove this report from everyone's access. There are a couple of things to note about this experience. First, this experience is rolling out as part of Microsoft 365's targeted release. So if you're on the standard release, you'll see this feature light up in a future release. Second, anyone will be able to use the Visualize the List experience with the Power BI free license, but to actually publish it back to the list or open previously published list, you'll need a pro license. If you don't currently have a pro license, we'll give you the option to buy or try from free right within this experience.
Next, we're announcing the general availability of reports, apps, and data flows endorsement. With certification, we're providing organisations with a mechanism they can use to distinguish their most valued and trusted content. Content certification can be tightly controlled and documented via an admin control, ensuring that certification is a selective process which results in the establishment of a truly reliable and authoritative body of content designed for use across your organisation. Any content owner can also promote their content, marking it as trusted and ready to be shared. This promoted content will be highly visible in a variety of Power BI experiences, making it easier for business users to discover the right data and make more informed business decisions. We're also releasing improvements to the Dataset Details page in the Datasets Hub. With this release, we're adding more metadata and more actions that you can perform from the Dataset Details page. With the new Tables view, you can see the dataset's tables, columns, and measure all as a part of the Dataset Details page, eliminating the need to open a dataset in Power BI Desktop. And with the new Action bar, you can conveniently access dataset actions at the top of the page. And soon we'll be adding more actions to this page, such as the dataset refresh and view refresh history. So stay tuned. Next, we've added an Edit in Power BI Report Builder option to allow for easier editing of paginated reports from the service. Selecting this option will open the paginated report directly in Power BI Report Builder, where you can then make edits and publish back up to the service. You can find this new option by clicking the ellipses menu next to a paginated report in a workspace, or in the File menu when you have a paginated report open in the service. We're also happy to bring you the first in-market label inheritance feature to provide you a more effective and accurate labeling experience. Sensitivity label downstream inheritance leverages the single user operation of applying a sensitivity label to a dataset or report in the service, and it carries the label downstream to any other content that may utilize the dataset or report as its underlying data. This way, there's no need to hold multiple users accountable for the sensitivity of the data in use. In the mobile section, we're introducing multitasking support for iPad and Android tablets. Multitasking with two apps side by side can be a big productivity boost. Now you can do this with the Power BI mobile app on support iPad and Android tablet devices. And while you're reviewing relevant data in the Power BI mobile app, you can write an email, take notes about important analysis insights, or even discuss the data with colleagues via chat, and all without having to switch between screens. To learn more about supported devices, check out our documentation. In the visualization section, we have several exciting and updated visuals available for you on AppSource. New this month are the Advanced Toggle Switch by TME-AG, the Cradec Timelines visual by Cradec, the Go-To Stratum visual by Sylvon Software, the Graphimate Bubbles visual by Graphimate, the Graphimate Pictograms visual by Graphimate, the Pure Viz infographic by Intellect BI, the SOZA Health Dial by SOZA Health, and the Tachometer by E&A. Visualizations updated this month are the AdWise Roadmap version 2.0 by AdWise, the Bubble Chart by Aquilon, the Cycle Plot by Nova Silver, the Drill Down Donut Pro by Zoom Charts, the Drill Down Map Pro by Zoom Charts, the Drill Down Pi Pro by Zoom Charts, Graphimate Charts by Graphimate, and the Graphimate Matrix by Graphimate. More information on all of the new and updated visuals can be found on our blog and in their respective links in the video description below. This month's editors' picks are the Individuals Control Chart by PQ Systems, the Box and Whisker Chart by Mac Software, the Collaborate visual by ValQ, the Image Pro visual by CloudScope, and the Zebra BI tables. You can find these editors' picks and all of the other mentioned visuals on AppSource. We have a new template app for you in the Template App section. Template apps allow you to save time by connecting your own data to a pre-built report that you can personalize and share. This month's new template app is the Dataflow Snapshot Analysis app. Maintaining high data quality is a challenge in any BI or data-driven business application. To address this challenge, DataChart has released 2 related Power BI apps leveraging Power Query low-code data shaping capabilities to deliver a data quality monitoring solution that monitors snapshots of your data as it's refreshed in Power BI and Power Apps data flows. The Power BI Dataflow Snapshots Analysis app and its sibling, the Dataflow Snapshots Analysis Power Apps app, allow you to monitor your ADLS Gen 2 connected data flows and analyze their auto-generated snapshots. They will read the snapshots and their CDM metadata, profile the tables, and look for changes in records over time. If you're interested in trying out either of these new template apps, please check out the links in the video description below. In the Developers section, we're expanding dialog box support for Power BI custom visuals. Today, dialog boxes can only open within the borders of a custom visual. The new API will enable developers to set the dialog box to open outside of the custom visuals borders. This can be used to display additional information to the user, display a calendar for a date picker, and so much more. This API is available with a 3.8 API release. For more information and a sample showing how to use the API, check out its related article on our blog. We're also standardizing the warning icon in the custom visual frame to match the out-of-box visuals in Power BI. This API is available with a 3.7 API release. The warning icon is triggered by the visual, and it will show you in reports when users hover over the visual. We have a few additional updates for you this month. Last year, we announced a capability that allowed organizations to access Power BI datasets from within the Excel desktop client via connected pivot tables. This capability ensures users can connect to and refresh Power BI data without leaving the Excel grid, while securing the data in Excel with the Microsoft Information Protection Sensitivity labeling inherited from Power BI. Today, we're making connected pivot table refresh in Excel on the web generally available. This will allow the addition of fields from the pivot table area and the refresh of the underlying Power BI dataset connection inside Excel for the web. The data is also protected inside Excel for the web such that MIP sensitivity labels applied to the data in Power BI are inherited by the Excel file. We have 3 updates for you in the community section. In April, we were thrilled to announce the launch of new online tools to help you find, join, start, and run local user groups for Power BI, Dynamics 365, and the Power Platform. Public preview opened in April 2021. It's free and everyone is welcome. So be one of the first users to join by registering using the links in the video description below. Or you can visit aka.ms/PowerBIUG. And also, remember to vote for your favorite feature this month. Visit community.powerbi.com and look for the voting option under the rotating carousel on the right-hand side of the page. And for all of the Power BI women out there, we invite you to join us at the Power BI Women User Group, a place for you to connect with your peers, discuss, learn, and support each other in all areas of Power BI. And that's all for this month. As always, we hope you enjoy the updates and please keep sending us feedback on what you'd like to see in upcoming releases. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again next month.